Everything you have ever learned about marketing is erroneous. It's wrong. Capture the attention of your market with relevant and important hot buttons. Connect with your prospects on an emotional level by promising to educate them about the important and relevant issues. Educate prospects on how to make the right purchasing decision by giving them enough information to facilitate them making the best decision possible when buying what you have to sell. Incentivize your prospects by lowering the risk of taking the next step in the buying process. Hi, this is Shea Ellison, President and Founder of Strategic Marketing Consultants. You know, there's enough business in your market right now that you could easily triple your revenue in the next year. So please pay close attention for the next several minutes because I'm going to share some eye-opening information that can totally change the future of your business. And I'm not blowing smoke. It's the real deal. And I'm going to share some very specific information that will sincerely provide you the opportunity to double or even triple your revenue for your local business this year. Here's the shocker. Everything you have ever learned about marketing is erroneous. It's wrong. I'm going to walk you through the 10-point marketing system named the Total Market Domination Program that will give you such an advantage over your competition that you will totally dominate in your local market. However, before I explain each of the 10 points in the Total Domination Program, I'd like to take just a minute or two to explain to you what makes strategic marketing consultants truly unique amongst marketing agencies and why it matters to you. Here's what you need to know before we dive in. Do you know the difference between strategic marketing versus tactical marketing? Strategic marketing has to do with what you say, how you say it, and who you say it to. In other words, it's the content of your marketing message. Tactical marketing is the execution of your strategic marketing plan as far as generating leads, placing media, creating marketing tools, and implementing a follow-up system. In other words, it's the medium your message is delivered in. The distinction between strategic and tactical marketing is huge. Most people mistakenly assume that when you talk about marketing, that you're automatically talking about tactical marketing. Placing ads, generating leads, sending out mailers, attending trade shows, creating brochures, implementing a follow-up system, and so forth. They fail to realize that the strategic side of the coin, what you say, how you say it, and who you say it to, is nearly always more important than the marketing medium of where you say it. However, what I want to share with you today will help you become more proficient in both of these areas. In our work, we focus on the actual content. That is the marketing message that you put in your ads. Most marketing companies try to be creative or cute or entertaining, but at Strategic Marketing Consultants, we tap into Rich Harshaw's Monopolize Your Marketplace, MYM system to ensure maximum results. The Monopolize Your Marketplace system forms the foundation of our strategic marketing program, which is essentially the only marketing program which is based on the real world instead of gimmicks or creativity. It's a scientifically based marketing system that, when implemented properly, causes your prospects to draw the conclusion, I'd have to be absolutely crazy to do business with anyone else but you, regardless of the price. For example, if someone is looking at 10 ads from businesses in your industry and they're contemplating, why should I choose your business instead of one of your competitors? Well, typically the answer is they wouldn't make a decision solely based on the advertisements alone, because virtually all ads are chock full of the same boring platitudes and generic contents that prospects cannot figure out who offers the best value. So what do? They call around and ask the same dreaded question: how much do you charge, or how much does it cost? I have implemented the Rich Harshaw's MYM system for each of our clients as we develop their marketing materials, including the services used in the Total Market Domination Program. If you have already begun researching online marketing for your local business, you may have heard a little about the importance of optimizing your website for search engines or SEO. Well, that's a good start, but I'm here to tell you that SEO, search engine optimization, isn't enough by itself, not even close. We offer SEO as part of our Total Market Domination program, but it is only one part. Again, in your research, you may have seen an abundance of other companies offering SEO services as well. However, something no other SEO company has addressed is this. How do you persuade a prospect to click on your listing versus any of the other listings when you finally do show up on the first page of Google for the search terms entered by a specific user? Have you seen what's going on with Google Local these days? A local search in Google used to be able to simply enter a city name or a zip code to bring up local businesses. It's not the same anymore. Then there's Google Places, where users could search for local businesses. Well, it's still there, but it's only for local businesses who already have a profile. They can update their information, but all results are now in Google+. Where there used to be 10 search results on the first page, there are now an unlimited number of results. They just keep scrolling. This was as of April 2013. And the challenge with writing about what's happening online is that the landscape is so fluid and dynamic that what you see today may be gone tomorrow. But Google's not the only game in town. A search in Google for search for local businesses has Yahoo Local showing up #1, followed by Bing Local. Additionally, there are dozens of other sites vying for your local search, such as City Search, Yellow Pages, and Super Pages. After these big players are the review sites such as Yelp, Kudzu, Angie's List, TripAdvisor, OpenTable, Judy's Book, and many others. So let's say that after a few months of SEO, your site shows up on page 1. Congratulations! But now, how do you persuade prospects to contact you and do business with you rather than one of your competitors? If you take a look at this image, it's just a long list of companies who use the keywords that you used in your search in their listing. The only distinguishing differences are the number and quality of reviews each business has received. People tend to trust reviews by others more than what a company says about itself. However, since prospects really can't tell who offers the best value, they often simply pick up the phone and call several providers and ask, "How much do you charge?" The first page of Google is now giving priority to businesses that have a Google Plus profile. Since Google Plus offers the same data on each provider, with reviews being the only differentiator, prospective customers really can't tell which company offers the best value. They simply click on each website, then call you or email you and ask the same dreaded price question. Unfortunately, you then feel forced to compete on price because that's all the customer seems to care about. At Strategic Marketing Consultants, we fix this problem for you. As I previously said, our system is designed in such a way as to cause your prospects to draw the conclusion, "I'd have to be absolutely crazy to do business with anyone else but you, regardless of the price." Let me just say for the moment that it would take too long to explain how we do this. But if you're sincerely interested, you can read about the strategy and science behind our methodology in Rich Harshaw's book entitled Monopolize Your Marketplace. Or you can request Rich's book or audio training program from us. I want to give you some background on this. One of the primary reasons why prospects can't tell the difference between you and your competitors is because every business in the marketplace, including yours, uses platitudes in your marketing and advertising. So what's a platitude? Well, according to the online free dictionary, a platitude is a trite, dull, obvious remark or statement, especially one expressed as if it were original or significant, and therefore lacks any power to evoke interest. Platitudes are overused or repetitive that are nevertheless stated as though they are original or significant. Let me repeat that definition so it really sinks in. Platitudes are words or phrases that are drearily commonplace and predictable, that lack power to evoke interest through overuse or repetition, that are nevertheless stated as though they were original or significant. In advertising, you hear and see platitudes all the time. In fact, you'll hear or see them every time you see an ad, because that's what all ads have in them, including the ads that you are running right now. You'll hear things such as North America's leading brand, state-of-the-art manufacturing, highest quality, quality workmanship, lowest prices, best service, most convenient, we show up on time, largest inventory, a drug-free workplace, focused on customer service, experts in, specializing in, standards of excellence are unqualified, quality-oriented, top quality work. Have you ever heard any of these before? We've been doing business since 700 BC and all that extra blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm not implying that you shouldn't actually be any of those things. Of course you should. But I am saying that you shouldn't use these platitudes in your marketing or your advertising. So why not? Well, think about it for a second. If your ad says that you have top-notch quality and amazing service, is that beyond predictable and commonplace? Of course it is. Doesn't it lack the strength to evoke much interest through repetition and overuse? Have you nevertheless stated it as if it was greatly significant or even a little original? Is your marketing showcasing your unique selling proposition? Can you communicate specifically your USP when you mention highest quality and best service? You can't. Can you demonstrate to the marketplace your genuine capabilities when using platitudes? Of course not. It's impossible. All of this results in a perception that you're what? Yep, just like everyone else, including your competition. There's no distinction or differentiation, absolutely none. It's simply impossible to demonstrate your unique value to the marketplace using platitudes. So if you've ever felt sure that you're far better than any of your competitors, but you're the best kept secret around, chances are extremely high that you could be the master of the platitudes. In fact, if you've ever run any marketing piece of any kind ever, chances are it was littered with platitudes. If you don't think so, go grab your advertising and marketing materials right now, because I'm going to provide you with a set of evaluations in just a second that will objectively confirm that what I'm saying is true. People, this is not my opinion. This is objective observation. However, I'm not here to offend or hurt your feelings, but if you're really interested in tripling your revenue, you need to listen to this and check your own advertising out, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable. So you tell me, do you think that the definition of platitudes describes most of your marketing and advertising today? Or doesn't it? All marketing, including brochures, websites, direct mail, email, radio, TV, signage, on-hold messages, billboards, trade show booths, anything and everything else you can think of. But do you know where there are more platitudes than anywhere else? In the yellow pages. That's right. Believe it or not, some people still do use the yellow pages. There are so many platitudes in the yellow pages that they should be called the platitude pages. Go ahead and open up the phone book right now and you'll see ads that are filled with platitudes. That is why every ad stinks. And the reality is that nobody really knows any better. I mean nobody, including you or your competitors. And these private specialty publications and services designed to, quote, educate you on providers that are certified or trusted, such as Home Reports, TrustDale, Home Advisors, or Service Magic, are all full of platitudes. How is anyone supposed to know which of these certified or trusted providers are the best for your particular project? However, let me ask you a question. What if you were the first company in your industry to figure out how to do this right? What would that do for your local business? Just think about it. But before we move on, I want to share 3 evaluations with you that you can use right now to test whether or not your marketing material has platitudes in it or not. Okay? Here we go. Platitude evaluation number 1 is called, well, I would hope so. When you boldly state a claim, don't think about it in terms of how it makes you feel proud. Of course it feels good to say that you offer highest quality or faster service or something like that. Rather, I want you to think about it from the prospect's point of view. Then you'll realize how ridiculous most of these platitudinous claims sound. When you say something, ask yourself if your prospect will immediately think to himself, well, I would hope so. For example, as I look at a couple of listings for plumbers in a TrustDale certified book, one says, Superior Plumbing provides plumbing repair services for homes and businesses. Well, I would hope so. You're a plumber, for crying out loud. Look at what this contractor puts in his ad to convince his prospects to choose him out of the 5,000 other plumbing companies in the area. Our mission is to get a licensed professional plumber to your home or business the same day you call us. Honest? Get a plumber to us the same day we call? Well, I would certainly hope so. Really, what do you think he's going to say? Oh, we'll get a plumber to you next week. We'll show up late. Our licensed professional plumber will be exposing their backside to your children when he bends over, and your drain will still leak when we leave. Of course not. It's easier to simply say, we'll get a licensed professional plumber to your home or business the same day you call us. But it's a huge platitude. It's drearily common. It doesn't have any compelling language to evoke interest. It's overused and repetitious, and it nevertheless is stated as if it were original or had great meaning. You know what? Every single listing in this heading and every other heading in the Trustdale book is chock full of nothing but platitudes. Furthermore, I can virtually guarantee that all of your marketing materials are loaded down with all of these platitudes right now. However, to further illustrate the point, let's move on to the second platitude evaluation. Platitude evaluation number 2 is, who else can say that? Now lean in and listen closely to what I just said. I'm not asking who else can do what you can do, but what other businesses can say what you say. And the truthful answer almost always is anyone and everyone. To examine this a little closer, let me share with you one of the great illustrative stories that Rich Harshaw shared in his book, Monopolize Your Marketplace. He recalls a time when he was consulted an automobile repair business that stood head and shoulders above all competitors in the auto repair industry in a particular local market. Their stellar claims included 11 mechanics who were all ASE certified in all 8 areas of specialization. They had 3 times as much top-notch diagnostic machinery and equipment as any of the dealerships, and their floors were so sparkling and clean you could eat off them. They turned around 95% of the repairs in under a day, and they unconditionally guaranteed all repairs for 12 months. Have you ever called the shop to check up on the status of your vehicle? Instead of getting the runaround like you normally get at a dealership or a typical repair shop, the owner would patch you directly to the actual technician fixing your car via a wireless phone, and he'd tell you personally how things were going. They had a waiting room that included a playroom for the kids, free drinks, snacks, magazines that were always current, imagine that, and bathrooms that were cleaner than the ones you may find in your house. Their capability and quality service was second to none, but they had a major marketing issue. Even though no one could even come close to performing, let alone outperforming their operation at their top level, their advertising looked virtually identical to all of their less competent competitors. The business website, for instance, which is where a lot of their business was coming from, stated the same type of generalities and tired platitudes as everyone else. Foreign and domestic car service, ASE certified mechanics, and the typical long list of expected services from brakes to AC service to transmission and more. Get this, they accept Visa and MasterCard. Well, isn't that amazing? Not. If you recall what I said a minute ago, then you'll probably already realize that this falls into the, well, I would hope so, evaluation. But next, ask yourself this question. Who else can say that? Well, Rich asked the business owner and the service manager the big obvious question, and the service manager started getting noticeably upset. He said, there's no one else that can even touch us. The dealerships bring their cars to us when they can't fix them. Our mechanics are far and away the best in the city. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can say what we say. The guy was getting kind of bent out of shape about it, so finally, to make his point in a civil way, Rich had him get out their computer, go Google search for car repair, and see for himself what competitors were claiming on their websites. Well, let's just say that the owner's jaw dropped for what seemed like a couple of minutes before he pointed to one of the websites to the service manager and said, look, I know this guy and he's terrible, but his site says the exact same thing as ours does. In fact, he was sure they copied his site's layout and exact text. He clicked on more of the listings and saw that all the sites were virtually the same as theirs. There is no way to deny it, especially not while staring at the evidence. Remember, it's not who can do what you can do, it's who can say what you're saying. Take a look for yourself. What are your competitors saying? If I were a betting man, I'd bet that they were saying virtually the same thing as what you're saying. And this leads me right into evaluation number 3. It's the scratch out, write-in test. Okay, so here's the final quick platitude detection evaluation. Then we need to move on. It's called the scratch out, write-in test. So look at your marketing materials, your website, your brochure, your direct mail campaign, your yellow page advertisement, if you still have one, and any other ads you have in play. What I want you to do is scratch out your name and write in the name of your boldest competitor. If the ad still fits, if no major changes would need to be made, then you just failed the test. Now here's the eerie part. Take your competitor's ad and cross out their name and write in yours. Do this exercise after you watch this video. It can be quite revealing. Well, I hope you got all that. If not, you can simply watch this video again later. The idea to keep in mind is that platitudes are the #1 cause of abysmal returns on your advertising investment, because everybody, and I mean virtually every business, is using them. When you work with strategic marketing consultants, we fix this problem for you. Remember, no other marketing agency around is going to fix this problem for you. Why? Because they are usually the source of the problem. Now that you know about the platitudes problem, let's talk about attracting your ideal customers. There are numerous ways to do this, but the best prospects to go to first are the easiest ones to get, the low-hanging fruit, so to speak. You first want to ensure that you're targeting prospects who already want to buy what you have to sell. Currently there are 2 primary mediums where you can easily and directly market to people who have already made up their mind that they want to buy what you're selling, but they just need to figure out from whom to buy it from. Those 2 mediums are the internet and the yellow pages. Other marketing mediums serve their purpose, but to dominate your local market, you need to focus on the yellow pages and the internet search engines. This is because people primarily turn to these 2 sources once they've decided to buy your product or service, and now they're just looking for the right someone to buy it from. Having said that, let's dive into the 10 areas of the Total Market Domination program. We'll start with the yellow pages ad. So what happens when somebody finds you in the yellow pages? What do they typically do next? If you think about it, there are really only 2 options. The first option is obvious. They pick up the phone and they call you. The other option is they look you up online. Now there's been a lot of discussion lately about whether the internet is going to make the yellow pages obsolete. Eventually, yes, but not in the immediate future. The yellow pages will be around for a number of years, and there's still money to be made using this medium if you do it right. But here's the thing. People haven't figured out how to strategically use both of these mediums. They haven't figured out what I'm about to show you. The internet and the local yellow pages shouldn't be opposing mediums for you as an advertiser. In fact, they can and should be used synergistically to allow you to dominate your local market. Now let me give you some good news. I can practically guarantee that nobody in your industry or your local market is doing what I'm about to show you. And I mean nobody. The bad news, and it's really bad, is if even one of your competitors watches this video first and then properly implements what I'm about to share with you, then it's probably going to hurt your business. You'll get what I mean in just a few moments. But first, let's look at a typical sales cycle for a prospect who discovers you in the yellow pages. The first option is for them to contact you by phone. Then your receptionist, answering service, or auto attendant will answer with a typical uninspired response. Perhaps next they're put on hold, where they have the dubious pleasure of listening to some generic version of on-hold music. They'll then be connected to the salesperson, order taker, or whomever's job it is to deal with calls. The resulting impression is that you're just the same as everyone else. The second option is for them to check you out online. If they find your website, it often essentially looks like an online brochure. However, there's a chance that they'll do a Google search, they'll likely find one of your competitors perhaps, even one who's closer to them. However, this process still leaves them feeling like all the companies are pretty much the same. Now let's take a quick listen in on a phone call. But before we do, I want you to think for a minute about how much money you spend to get people to call you. Your yellow page ad and your website pretty much exist solely to get prospects to call you. Then when somebody does actually call you, you really should do a good job of answering the call. But most businesses don't. Here's a perfect example. In this example, Bill Smith needs a plumber. So he calls the first plumber in the yellow pages. He has no idea who's on the other end of the line, that the phone call goes something like this. Hello, All Great Plumbing, can I help you? Yes, my toilet's overflowing, I need a plumber. One moment, please. This is Marty, how can I help you? My toilet's overflowing, I need it fixed. How much do you charge? We charge $95 for the trip plus parts and labor. Well, when can you get here? Where are you located? What is your address? Let me see if I can get somebody out there in a couple of hours. Sound familiar? Of course it does. See, the problem here is that there's no script in place. I'm here to tell you that you need a script. A scripted call would sound something like this. Hello, All Great Plumbing, this is Jennifer, how may I help you? Yes, my toilet's overflowing, I need a plumber. Okay, what was your name, sir? This is Bill Smith. Well, thank you for calling, Mr. Smith. Have you ever called All Great Plumbing before? No, this is my first time. Okay, I'm going to transfer you to Brad Jones, who handles these types of emergencies, but let me take a moment before I do that. I want to let you know that there are 3 guarantees that we give to all of our customers. First, we always come when we say we will, and we give you a guaranteed 2-hour appointment window. And if we miss that appointment window, the labor for your repair is free. Second, we always give you a guaranteed quote before we do the work so that there are no surprise charges after the repair is completed. And third, we guarantee all of our repairs for a full year so you don't get stuck paying for the same repair twice. We call this our 3-point guarantee. If you have any questions about those 3 points, Brad will be happy to answer them for you. Unless you have any additional questions for me, I'll now transfer you to Brad Jones. Okay, that sounds great. Now, while the prospect is on hold, most businesses have some type of on-hold message. This is the typical on-hold message that you'll hear. Boring elevator music playing and some type of monotone voice says, "Thank you for waiting. We apologize for the inconvenience. Your call is very important to us. Someone will be with you shortly." And the boring elevator music continues. Or maybe the plumber's coughed up the big bucks and had a professional recording done, so it sounds a little something like this. Up-tempo music playing. A woman's voice. "Thank you for calling All Great Plumbing, America's troubleshooter. A representative will be with you in a moment. All Great Plumbing can handle all of your residential, commercial, and industrial plumbing needs. We specialize in plumbing repairs, sewer and drain cleaning. With over 40 years of experience, we've earned this reputation as the best in the business. Your call is important to us, so please hold and we'll be with you just as soon as we can." And the upbeat music continues. Seriously? It's another boring platitude snooze fest, and one that people typically make fun of at that. This is absolutely wasted business opportunity, my friend. Now let me show you how to do this right if you want to dominate your local market. Here's an on-hold message from Rich Hawshaw's MYM program, in the exact style that we would use. Up-tempo music playing. "Hi, this is Al Johnson, founder of All Great Plumbing. I want to thank you for calling us. I know that nobody likes to have plumbing problems, but when you do, you can rest assured that calling All Great Plumbing is the right thing to do. While I've got you for a minute, I would love to tell you why our customers love doing business with us. It's pretty simple. We've eliminated the 3 biggest frustrations when doing business with a plumber. Let me explain. The first problem most people have is waiting for the plumber to get there. Have you ever heard this before? Well, we'll be there sometime between noon and 5. Like you don't have anything better to do than sit around waiting for a plumber. When you call All Great Plumbing, we'll give you a guaranteed appointment within 2 hours or less. In other words, we'll lessen the time that you'll be there to 120 minutes. If we miss the appointment time, the labor for your repair is absolutely free, no matter how long it takes us to complete it. But don't get your hopes up for free labor, because we've only missed our promised time 4 times since 1993. With All Great Plumbing, we'll guarantee you won't wait. The second frustration you might face with plumbers is that they always seem to quote the job low and then come in later with a higher bill after the work is completed. At All Great Plumbing, you'll never pay more than the original quote. And third, we guarantee all of our repairs for a full year to make sure that you don't get stuck paying for the same repair twice. That's our 3-point guarantee. The first thing that you'll need for your business to totally dominate your market is a Strategic Marketing Enhanced website. Check out this example of this page that follows our proven marketing formula. The strategic marketing equation is to capture, connect, incentivize, offer, and automate. In this case, the headline in the video is 4 unique ways Master Rooter treats our customers the way we would like to be treated. That is step 1, capture. This is a strategic packed headline and is guaranteed to stand out majorly on a search engine results page packed with platitudes saying things like, "We meet your residential and commercial plumbing needs, 45 years of combined plumbing experience, yada, yada, yada." It interrupts the mind-numbing sameness of all the other sites and gets your prospects to take notice and focus on you. All right, now you have their attention. Engage them in a dialogue about their problem in a way that helps them solve it. In this case, our engagement flows right into educating. 6 questions you should be asking your plumber and 4 frequently asked questions for plumbers. We could also use a free offer such as a report. Don't pay out even $1 on plumbing repairs until you've read this free report. A homeowner's guide to hiring the right plumber and when not to. You'll need to produce a professionally designed report or white paper and make it freely available as a PDF. It should look similar to this. A report like this gives your prospects the favorable impression that you are the rare, honest professional in the industry. You have nothing to hide from them and have started to earn their trust. Your confidence in your company and products paired with your unique service promise are the most powerful tools to help customers arrive at choosing you over your competitors, regardless of the price. Now that customers will call you, thanks to your strategic marketing-based website, it's time to use your custom script we talked about above, as well as your customized personal on-hold message. You'll also need another script written for your order taker to ensure that customer interactions go smoothly and stay on company message, as well as a pre-positioning tool. A pre-positioning tool is something along the lines of a sales letter, a postcard, a scripted follow-up email, or another marketing tool that touches base again with your customer and keeps positive thoughts of you in their mind. Here's an example of a professionally designed pre-positioning tool. In this instance, we're using a postcard. Obviously, plumbers get a ton of emergency calls and often see clients within 12 hours. But there are definitely situations where work is scheduled, especially when it comes to remodeling or new construction. In these cases, just like your business, they really need to send something memorable to the customer before they schedule the appointment. Now, I really want you to think about your business sales process. Most likely, you have enough times to get some pre-made pre-positioning tool in the mail before the customer meets anyone on your team in person. In fact, it might be best to automatically send one out as soon as an appointment is made, so this step isn't overlooked. Since you've probably already made your sale, or at the very least have been granted some valuable future face time with a prospect, make sure your pre-positioning marketing doesn't go in for the hard sale. You know what I mean. Trying to upsell them before they've even had anything done, making the customer nervous that what they are charged is going to go up. Instead, use this marketing to boost the customer's confidence in having chosen to do business with you. For this example, we have a postcard that reiterates what we told them on the phone. All Great Plumbing offers all of our customers a 3-point guarantee. We solve the 3 biggest pains when dealing with plumbers. We guarantee a 2-hour window, so you're not waiting around all day. Our quoted price up front will always be the price that you'll pay. And we offer a 1-year guarantee to be sure you don't get stuck paying for the same repair twice. That's our 3-point guarantee. Of course, if your prospects don't look you up on the internet, chances are they looked you up in the Yellow Pages instead, as some people still do. What happens if you don't have a Yellow Page ad? Then you fail. It's as simple as that. You're not even in the game as an option. Because so much has gone online in the past few years, some businesses feel they no longer need a Yellow Pages ad. That's a mistake. What you don't need is a platitude-filled ad like everyone else has or had. What you need to do is design your Yellow Page ad using the MYM marketing equation that captures the attention of your target market, connects with them on an emotional level with hot buttons, then incentivizes them to take the next step in the buying process by providing them with a low-risk way of continuing the buying process while promising to further educate them about how to make the best decision possible when it comes to buying what you have to sell. You have to have both a professionally designed branded website for your business, that goes without saying, and you have to have a Yellow Pages ad. It's simply not an option or an afterthought anymore. What do I mean by branded? That means all of your advertising and marketing materials, such as your Yellow Pages ad and your postcards, match your existing efforts in terms of your USP, colors, design, tone of your copy, etc. Your website's homepage should contain a short video of 2 minutes or less that briefly but impactfully describes why prospects should choose you. This isn't the time to drop the ball and be boring. Be engaging and interesting. The trustworthy rock star in your industry. Inform them why you are the best choice, which of course means telling them how you solve their problems better than the competition. They should be able to see this video without scrolling down the page. This is known as being above the fold. Also, make complimentary videos, and these should be very short, around 30 seconds long, to answer your customers' frequently asked questions, and questions that maybe that they aren't asking, but would really help them make an informed decision. We call these should-ask questions, or SAQs. Take a look at the master router site I spoke about a minute ago. Notice how the design is uncluttered and simple to navigate. Prospects know just where to go for information, and there are calls to action on what they should do next. Never ever leave a prospect guessing unless you want them to hit the back button on the search results. Their free white paper, Customer Bill of Rights, is branded to resemble our nation's Bill of Rights in a way to be immediately noticeable on the right-hand side of the page and marked as available for immediate download and read as a PDF. Let's take a look at this type of video your website needs to convert prospects into paying customers. The video is short, only 2 minutes and 16 seconds long, which entices people to hit play as they know it won't take up much of their time. Linked after your video should be your short 30-second videos we talked about just minutes ago. This easily leads prospects that visit your website through a sales funnel, as they will watch these educational videos and come to the conclusion that you're honestly advocating for them to receive the best service or product, and they'll relax, feeling very comfortable and confident about your offerings, and begin to look forward to doing business with you. And here's the best part. They will soon realize, I would have to be absolutely crazy to do business with anyone else but you, regardless of price. Sounds phenomenal? Right. Okay, so maybe you're thinking, all this website stuff sounds good, but what about those who don't use the internet? Well, here's where I have some good news and bad news for you. Let's get the bad news out of the way right out of the gate. Here it is. If your business doesn't show up on the top of the first page of search results before people after scrolling down, known as above the fold, you'll almost never be found. Sorry, but most people just don't look any deeper than that. Let me show you exactly what I mean by this. Let's go to Google, and sticking with this plumbing example, let's search for a plumber in Atlanta. Most of us would just search for Atlanta plumbers, right? Well, I got a little more specific and searched for one in a suburb called Sandy Springs. Notice all the red dots on the map. Each one represents a plumber. Google only lists the 7 nearest to the center of Sandy Springs. Now you see that there are about 8 businesses showing up on the first page of this Google search, and that's including the ads at the top of the search results. Now let me share a secret with you that a lot of businesses don't know about, and most marketers and SEOs don't want you to know about. So many businesses spend thousands upon thousands of dollars on search engine optimization, only to have their rankings knocked down to the bottom of the page, or worse, pushed to the black hole of page 2 and beyond. How and why did this happen? Because Google introduced a new feature for local searches called Google Places. To simplify, Google created essentially what is a free micro website for every business in the country that registers. These are known as Google Places pages. You can tell that it's a Google Places page because there's a little red mark on the map. This may surprise you, but your business may not have one of these pages unless you or someone in your company set it up. It's true. Check it out after this video. So here's the thing. This Google Places page can actually be your secret weapon to market domination. It can be optimized in a way that your website can't and rocket you to the top of search results. This isn't just observation. Google freely admits this fact themselves. To quote them on the topic of Google Places, be there when they're looking for you with a business listing. The easiest way to show up on Google Search and Google Maps. It gets even better. In addition to being able to optimize your Google Places site, it also allows for customer reviews, which Google uses part of their search engine algorithm. And Google also lets you upgrade your Google Places information into a Google Plus business page, which sends those social signals that Google loves. So why aren't SEO companies eating this up instead of emphasizing your website? Well, most SEO companies just simply don't know how to correctly optimize Google Places page because the rules are different. Add Google Plus to the mix, and they tend to think it is more social media marketing than SEO. The parameters of SEO are changing, and a lot of companies either can't keep up or just want to keep doing what they've always done, regardless of whether it works. And it doesn't work anymore. Multiple studies have proven that if your business is not showing up above the fold, then you pretty much don't exist. It's harsh, but true. The meaning of this is clear. Your business needs a professional search engine optimized Google Places page. What this means is that you'll have to have a professional search engine optimization company optimize your Google Places page and guarantee that for your web page will show up on the first page of Google above the fold for at least some of your most valuable keywords. Even if you don't believe what you hear, believe what you see. Another challenge facing companies hoping to land on the first page of Google is that they're up against these consolidator sites such as yellowpages.com, Best Pick Reports, Angie's List, Kudzu, and many others. What this does is squeeze the legitimate businesses off the first page search results. More and more, the only way to guarantee that you'll be at the top of any Google search result is through Google Ads. Google is and always has given priority to companies willing to pay to be at the top of their search results. Currently, on most Google search results pages, anywhere from the top 3 to 5 results are paid Google Ads. Then for highly competitive keywords, often the next 3 to 5 results will come from those consolidator sites that I mentioned previously. However, properly optimized videos can show up just after the Google Ads, followed by a properly optimized Google Places or more recently, Google Plus pages. Personally, I'm getting tired of Google search. Google is just one search engine, albeit the most popular. However, don't ignore Yahoo and Bing, as they're looking better to me in local search. Check out the difference of what shows up on the same search on Bing and Yahoo. When doing SEO for local companies, you have to cover all your bases, not just Google. You also have to optimize your local business on all of the consolidator sites, such as yellowpages.com, Angie's List, Best Pick Reports, Dex Knows, etc. However, the only way you're going to distinguish yourself from your competitors is creating a strategic marketing plan like I have talked about throughout this video. The problem with all of these sites in search results is in the various search engines is what every site is loaded down with platitudes. Yes, you want to be on page 1 of the search results on any given search engine, but the only way you're going to stand out from the crowd is through developing a strategic marketing plan that captures the attention of your target market, engages them on an emotional level using hot buttons, incentivizing them with a promise to further educate them on how to make the best decision possible, and then offering them a low-risk way of taking the next step in the buying process. That's the marketing equation. And it's the only scientifically proven strategy that works because it's based on neuroscience and human behavior. People always want to make the best decision possible when investing their hard-earned money on whatever it is you have to sell. Take a look at the difference in the search engine results on Yahoo, Google versus Bing. These companies that show up above the fold are the ones that will get more calls, more business, and more profits. Because as I've been saying, study after study have proven that people just don't look any further. So once you've implemented everything from our strategic marketing total domination program, you will begin to dominate your local market. Here's what will happen first. You'll start receiving more phone calls each month. Then with your scripts at the ready, you haven't forgotten about the scripts, have you? Don't, because they're crucial. And with your prospects already feeling at ease with you from your website, optimized Yellow Pages ads, videos, and reports, your closing ratio will start to go through the roof. You'll transform from the master of platitudes to the master of sales. Nice, right? So let's be real. As in, what would it be worth to you in real money, based on your business profit margin, to increase qualified leads to your website, social media, consolidator sites, your Yellow Page ad, and more? while at the same time also increasing your closing ratio. Well, just what would that kind of success be worth to you? What would crushing your competition mean for your profits? What would it mean to your bottom line if you were to become the #1 in your industry and local market? Do the mental math. Imagine how much more cash you would pocket every month if you just simply doubled your monthly incoming calls and upped your closing ratio by, say, by a conservative 20%. Sure, the exact answer is different for everyone, but it's still a lot of money. Money you're just turning your back on by not implementing this program. It's the difference between just getting by because of the sheer force of the market and your lack of real differentiation forces you to lower your price to compete versus actually dominating your local market on your own terms and deserve price points. Which position would you rather be in? Now, don't get too excited or half-cocked. You have to execute all of these 10 steps in the proper order for this to work. The cart doesn't roll very well in front of the horse. Each and every step in this program, from your website to the Yellow Pages ad, to the design and branding of the scripts, the video, needs to be implemented in the right way or you won't see maximum results in market domination and, of course, profits. So with those words of caution, let's go to the final step in the Total Market Domination program. It's an easy but important one. You need professional photographs of your staff for all of your marketing material. Now, in the All Great Plumbing example, we feature Jennifer, who's their secretary. That's the perfect example of how you should use actual pictures of your real-life employees, because it helps you connect with your prospective customers and gives you a personal edge over your competition. It enables your prospects to be more comfortable doing business with you and more likely to do so because of photos, audio recordings, videos of your actual employees makes the prospect feel like they already know you before they even contact you. This is an incredibly brilliant marketing strategy and one virtually nobody uses on a local level, which is crazy because that's where it can be the most effective. Now, what do I mean by a professional portrait? A professional photographer can transform your existing photos into a more professional version as long as they are clear, of high quality, by smoothing out any imperfection in skin and appearance and replacing the background with something more professional. They can even change the color of your employees' clothing to match your branding. Better yet, have them take all new professional portraits with the proper scenery already in place. You'll need these professional photographs, and a few group photographs wouldn't hurt, of every employee that comes into contact with the public or any customers. This will really help prospects feel like they already know you. And that, my friends, is invaluable. So real quick, let's review all 10 points of the Total Market Domination program. First, you need a strategic marketing plan for all of your sales collateral, which can be generated from a document called the Master Letter. It may take several weeks to properly craft this letter, and it's still only the starting point for developing all of your other advertising and marketing. Second, get a professionally designed package for your Yellow Pages ad and sales literature. The Yellow Pages are not dead. And if you properly design your ad using the marketing equation that we covered previously, there is still gold in those pages. Third, you will need one or more special reports or white papers originally designed and written combined with professional graphics to make it look totally polished and professional. This should be made available for download from your website in PDF format. Fourth is your professional pre-positioning tool. Postcard, sales letter, email, flyer, sent in advance of your appointment. Fifth, you need a complete sales scripting package for anyone who answers the phones, takes orders, or those who meet with your clients in person. Sixth, you'll need professional audio recordings for your on-hold message and after-hours greeting. This should be made with your voice or the voice of someone else in your company who interacts with prospects. Only use professional voiceovers if there's no other option. Seventh, you'll need a professional search engine optimization of your Google Places, local page, and Google Plus profile. You'll also need a Bing and Yahoo local profile. You'll also need a profile on those consolidator sites that are showing up in search engines above your listing for your targeted keywords. 8, you'll need a website that matches your company's branding, professionally designed and copywritten using the strategic marketing equation, and has one intro video of about 2 minutes and about 10 30-second or 3 to 4 minute Q&A videos. Ninth, those 11 videos should be professionally produced and encoded to be hosted on your website so that they display properly and play on all types of devices. 10th, and lastly, you'll need a professional photographs, portraits of all of your people, and a group photo taken of all your public-facing employees. This is what it takes to totally dominate and own your market. So again, what would it mean for your business if you took these powerful steps? Really think about it. Think about what it would mean for your business. This process is not hype. It is a real strategy that works. It is a real marketing program designed to give you the potential to triple your revenue and become the #1 company in your industry. Now that I've laid this plan for market domination out for you, it may seem like a lot, but what you should focus on are 2 easy questions for a business owner to answer. First, do you think this program would work for you or not? Seriously. Do you think that if you properly executed all 10 steps, would it catapult your business to the top of your local market or not? Again, what would it mean to you financially if it did? Go over the math one more time. What would happen if you could actually triple your revenue this year? We're not just talking about getting a few more new clients. We're talking about dominating your local market and making your competition virtually irrelevant. How much more money do you think you would stand to make? Even if you only doubled your revenue instead of tripling it. I'm guessing that still sounds pretty sweet to you. And here's the second question, which is really just clarifies the answer to the first question. So just to refresh, the first question was, do you think this 10-point marketing program would work for you or not? Okay, here's the second question. Would you want your competitor to successfully execute this program? See, the same question, just from another perspective. Let's be truthful. You don't want your competitor to execute or even hear about this 10-step domination package, do you? Because you're convinced that it will work. And it does. Since Strategic Marketing Consultants is a full-featured ad agency, we can actually execute this entire strategy for you. We call it the Total Market Domination Package. And at our standard pricing, this package would cost only $25,397 plus $500 a month for SEO management and maintenance. Truly a bargain, especially if you're already spending that or more on your current ads and marketing, which is, as you just learned, are all being done completely wrong and aren't optimized to bring you success. So here it is. Most businesses would start to see a return on their investment very quickly after implementing this program. But once again, I have good news and bad news. The good news is that we have a very special price point for businesses who are ready to execute the Total Market Domination Package. Are you ready for this? Here's the package price. Strategic Marketing will execute this entire 10-point Total Market Domination Package for you for only $19,999 plus $500 a month for SEO management and maintenance. You heard that right. You'll get everything I just told you about, all 10 points for $19,999. So what else do you get for that special price? Well, we also guarantee that we'll have it completely executed for you in 60 days. That's right. You can have everything offered in the Total Market Domination Package completely finished within 60 days. That's awesome, right? 60 days or less and your business will begin its transformation into an industry leader. So I said there was also some bad news, remember? And it's this. Only one company can dominate a market. So we feel ethically bound to execute this Total Market Domination Package with only one business in your industry. This isn't a gimmick or trying to push a false sense of urgency so that you'll buy. It's just common business ethics and human decency. We can't ethically promise more than one company per industry that they can dominate their market. That's all there is to it. Yes, that also means we can either work these steps for you or your competitor. But all that really means is if your competitor partners with us first and we execute this phenomenal strategy for them, then we simply won't be able to work with you on a project like this later. The fairest way we found to do this is to work on a first-come, first-served basis. So if you truly believe that this program can help you and your business, then you really need to contact us soon so we can get rolling. Just call us at 770-455-6060 or fill in the form below and submit it to us. You can also send us an email to sales@strategicmarketing-consultants.com. Oh, and I should mention one last thing. Even with a special package price this great, we've actually prepared a special coupon with yet another additional discount for you to redeem. In addition to the already low package pricing offered, we're going to offer you this coupon as a special reward for watching this video all the way to the end. Now, I can't tell you what the discounted pricing is until the coupon's applied, because it's so good that you'll think I'm making it up. To get your coupon right now, simply visit www.strategicmarketing-consultants.com/coupon. Go ahead, go there right now and get your coupon. You'll be very happy that you did. Again, thanks for watching, and I very much look forward to seeing you totally dominate.